Welcome to the benefits page. Here we're going to be discussing the benefits that employment has and training on a personal level and to society. Beginning with personal benefits, we start off with training and employment leads to individual improvement. All this means is that when you complete courses or become more trained, you're learning much more about parts of the world and how things occur and function, and you're learning what you're interested in. Which kind of links in with personal satisfaction, because you want to learn things and you finally do, and that can be done through training. Moving on to the third point, which is increase in consumer power due to more income. So when you have more training, you usually go to a higher paid job, higher pay rates, you get more income, you can afford more, contribute to your community more. It's just you're a better consumer, you have much more money. Fringe benefits. So this is all side assets that come with your job when working at a certain place under a certain employer. So for example, you are a salesman and the business provides you with a car to go between pitches of different companies. Broaden employment prospects. Once you have more training, this refers to our sort of trends page discussing about more employment. More training equals more employment. That's sort of about broaden employment prospects because you're more trained. You can work in much more industries and sectors. On to the last point, provides experience with certain type of work and technology. So say you're a hairdresser and you've been working as a hairdresser for the past 5 years. You're very familiar with how hair dryers, hair works. You're just much more experienced in that kind of sector and industry. You go on to benefits to society, a high skilled workforce for a country. So this is all about having a country being armed with workers that are much better than other countries. So say for example, Australia has a lot less academic, but we have a lot more trade, a lot more labour. So that's kind of our workforce. And more training can result to a bigger one, which is good for a country. Higher standards of living, so we live better lives because people are working for us. Think of developing countries, there's not a lot of work around there that's legal. There's not much of a community either, or an economy, so their standard of living is fairly low. For us, we're living in homes, people are working, going to work every day. That kind of links to workforce as well, because people are working to make our lives easier and better. Contribution to local community. This links with kind of personal because you have more income and you're spending more in your community, which results in more jobs in local centres and retailers, all that kind of jazz. On to the fourth point, able to work with other countries rather than have a lacking workforce that can't contribute to other advances globally. So this sort of references back to the idea of a developing country as they don't really have a workforce that contributes to some international advancement that we're all pushing to go for, such as space travel. Now, a developing country may not be able to contribute as much as others, and that's because they're lacking workforce and others have a greater one. The last point discusses more opportunities for employment through spending of disposable income. It is a more powerful consumer with higher pay rates from training and employment, spending more money, which leads retailers and local businesses to actually hire more staff, which is more employment opportunities. Thanks for listening.